We gotta talk about why this is important. This is a patch update to our patch update. And in fact, I need to go and get some clips to sort of like reevaluate how's the patch going. This Dragon Ball patch happened and a lot of people got really excited, don't get me wrong. Well, it's you know, Yuka's doormat. I love you, Arxis. This patch means everything to me.
His fucking smoke alarm still is.
No, I'm saying it's because if he was here, someone would have voted tomorrow.
I'd quit. I'd quit. The competitive integrity has been compromised, all right? The sportsmanship is lost.
I hope that shit keeps up.
The infinite BM? He's gonna do it again. He's... 12 frames of delay? No. There was no delay. That was 1 frame of rollback, dude. They were running good. They were running. That was a good connection. Oh God, you've been hit by a no assist hit, TOD. Yeah, okay. KJ Pixel, apparently, insane synergy tech between Baby and Goku UI? Dude, look at this Baby combo, bro. I gotta learn this. This is such a sick looking combo. Holy crap. That S button's getting pressed so much. Does he corner steal here? Or does he leave a gap to the corner?
There we go, bro. It's tech. It's tech.
UI Goku gets the most insane mix off of his level 3, dude. Like, the most disgusting mix ever off of his level 3. Good luck. Holy shit. Good luck. It's accurate. It's lore accurate. They gave Goku Black infinite power from Cremesis. Someone in the chat, there's no way that's intentional, right? No, it's not. In typical Dragon Ball format, who thought this game was balanced? It never has been, right? Just gonna throw it out there. Is Dragon Ball FighterZ a Kuzoge? It always has been, dude. Labcoat 21 ran this game asunder for so long. Like, the characters came out and just dominated this bitch for a huge amount of time. And here's the thing. In many of those situations, the devs were not quick to respond, right? There is not a history of Dragon Ball FighterZ kind of like coming out and then something happens and the devs are like, whoa, our bad, we'll fix that. Whoa, you know, chill, dude. No, they kind of like let things rock for a long time. Sometimes they would address things quickly, but they would just let things just happen. And again, for people that are like, what's Kusoge? It kind of means like trash game. And no, Dragon Ball's not a trash game, but this is made by the same people who did make Fist of the North Star. To be completely honest, if you had a low power Dragon Ball game, it would kind of suck. It's a trash game being said in a very affectionate way. It's supposed to be this way, dude. It's literally supposed to be this way. In light of the recent 1.4 update, we identified several issues affecting gameplay. We're working on fixes. Addressed in a future update. Cooldown time for Z assists, A and B. Hits instant blow thing we just saw. UI Goku, crazy bullshit. Gohan Teen, crazy bullshit. Goku Black, his weird ass kick thing we just saw. Zamasu and his crazy fireballs that don't disappear. Other unintended changes affecting certain moves and combos. We sincerely apologize for the inconvenience and thank you for your continued support. Wait a minute. Are we talking about a direct addressing of busted shit? Because to be real, even in periods of time of this game's existence, they have not come out and been like, "Oh yeah, so game's fucked? Okay. We'll fix fucked game, you know?" Dude, this is a few days later of them immediately identifying some of the very obvious big problems, right? Is this good or bad? And that's exactly what I'm here to talk about. This means something, dude. It means something that they're immediately aware of like messed up shit in their game. And something has changed behind the scenes because this has not happened before. And having an awareness of what's messed up and what they want to fix right now while also addressing other things that are to come. So, was the patch rushed? Dude, the patch just lines up with most patches, to be completely honest, man. The patch just lines up with the majority of Dragon Ball patches that have come out, and sometimes it would take months to get an actual update to things or changes to things down the road that would fix some of the problems or like tone down some of the characters. This is a level of hands-on that has not really existed before. It's very un-Arxis-like historically. It's very un-Bandai Namco-like for the history of the game. And I think it's an extremely good sign. Some people could be seeing this as like, okay, they're trying to set up the game for the final patch. Yeah, could be the case, but to be honest, this game has been final patched like many times where we thought that was the last patch we're getting and that's it. So I don't know if that's exactly it. Feels like this is them trying to keep the game in an awareness and a state that is good, in a state that is like, okay, this feels right. You know, the game's actually, people are actually able to have fun, characters feel powerful, all that kind of shit. Because they're clearly leading up to something in the Dragon Ball event that comes in January, February, something like that, right? Yeah, they're also like advertising the game. They're literally like, and the Dragon Ball game's Twitter was like showing moments of like, hey, Dragon Ball FighterZ just got updated. Check out these cool intros that characters have if you haven't seen them. And it's like, wait, what, dude? Like, we're marketing Dragon Ball FighterZ again? What the hell is going, what the hell? Like, this is very weird. All I gotta say is there's another game in early 2026 that is going to be going through what is effective their 2.0 update, and it's Guilty Gear Strive. It's another Arc System Works game. We're not getting a Guilty Gear 3, right? We're not getting like a brand new Guilty Gear revival game. No. It seems that they're just going to continue making Guilty Gear Strive. So they're getting a proper revision. We're getting Strive 2.0. And that's kind of exciting because Strive has a lot of good aspects to it, but there's some things that it has been missing that maybe some of the fan base is looking forward to, if not the casual players, to bring them back in some way. Who knows? Long story short, why can't Dragon Ball do that? And this was the whole point of our conversation before. Why can't Dragon Ball be a game that continues in some way? Why do we need to stop? Is there a reason that we need to like reset it all over again and do a Dragon Ball FighterZ 2 and get a 16 character roster to 25 character roster at the start again? It's like, I don't think that's necessary. And I feel like it's also way too expensive. It makes a lot more sense that like, hey, we sold our game to 10 million people approximately or more. If we get to a point where it's like, hey, here's new characters and here's a real good reason for you to come back. We just 2.0'd our game. Dragon Ball FighterZ like 2.0. And there's a bunch of changes. There's interface changes, like yada yada, all that kind of shit we're talking about. Super Dragon Ball FighterZ, give it a Strive 2.0 kind of like visual overhaul. Dude, that would make money. That would legit, and it would cost so much less than starting over development. That is what I think is happening. Straight up. It's actually what I think is happening. It's very weird that it could potentially be happening while they also have another fighting game that is very Dragon Ball FighterZ-like, technically, which is Tokon. It's very weird that those are sort of coinciding potentially in a 2026 release date. But there's another interesting thing that happened. The development plans for the future of Tokon. They also said that, hey, we want our game to be supported for like a decade, which is like fascinating. It's like, wow, that's a long time, dude. But at the same time, you start to think of how big some of those rosters could get, how big some of the rosters in games like Arxis games like Strive and Dragon Ball FighterZ are. And it's like, maybe you just don't reset development and make a sequel. Maybe you just like keep it all sort of insular and just expand, because you don't have to spend nearly as much money, and you already have a game that people generally like, right? You already have a game that is celebrated in some way. Dragon Ball FighterZ, I think, can be a game that consistently can bring them a shit ton of money for a very long time, as well as a concentrated effort of like esports events, you know? Dragon Ball FighterZ is the best Dragon Ball game ever made. I'm going to step on everyone's toes by saying that, but it's just the greatest Dragon Ball game ever made. Them taking this approach, seeing the marketing, seeing how everything is changing, seeing them directly addressing issues, coming out, having community efforts of like, hey, you know, we got a lot of stuff happening next year. We got this. Look forward to this. Like, this is all painting a picture here. I don't think we're getting one more character. I don't think we're just getting minor incremental, all right, that's it. Wash our hands. Peace out, bitches. Like, see you later. I think they want to treat this shit like Xenoverse 2. It's going to be around forever. I think they're looking at the success of some of those other titles and they're like, maybe we could just do that. Maybe we can just make it a forever game. Why couldn't we make it a forever game? How hard is it to make it a forever game, to implement changes and crossplay and all that kind of stuff? Well, the good news is that ArcSys has a lot of history making all that shit work, and they have done that for a large majority of their games that have come out over the past few years. Like, Strive was the first big commitment of a game that came out in 2021 that is fully implementing crossplay throughout all of it, rollback netcode, everything, right? More functioning lobbies, more functioning matchmaking, like all that shit. They did it, man. There's a clear opportunity, like, for their most successful game of all time to be one that can continue to get that support. Yeah, Grand Blue as well. Like, don't get me wrong. Grand Blue, absolutely one of those games that pretty much had a second resurgence because of that. Like, Grand Blue Fantasy Versus Rising wasn't just like a rollback update. It was a complete overhaul. So that's all I'm saying. Can we get a Dragon Ball FighterZ Rising? I don't think that New Beginning is going to line up with any other games. I don't think it's going to be early 2026, but I think at some point, possibly in 2026, I don't think Bandai Namco is done. And I don't think ArcSys is done. I think there is an agreement here, and they are going to continue the game in a way that allows it to hopefully be supported for many years to come.